What is PyTorch Autograd for automatic differentiation? Imagine you're building a machine learning model and you want it to learn from data. To do that, your model needs to know how changing each parameter affects the output. That's where PyTorch Autograd comes in. It is a key part of the PyTorch framework that helps computers figure out these changes automatically. Instead of manually calculating derivatives, Autograd does the hard work for you. It works by keeping track of all the operations you perform on tensors, which are multidimensional arrays. When you set a tensor to requiring gradients, Autograd records every calculation involving that tensor. Think of it as drawing a map of all the steps your data takes through the model. This map is called a computational graph. When you want to update your model, you call the backward function on the output or loss tensor. Autograd then walks backward through this graph, calculating the derivatives of the output with respect to each input. These derivatives are called gradients. Once the gradients are computed, they are stored in the tensor's grad attribute. These gradients are then used by optimization algorithms like gradient descent to tweak the model's parameters. This process helps the model learn by minimizing errors or losses. Autograd relies on the chain rule from calculus, which breaks down complex derivatives into simpler parts. This makes the process both fast and precise, much better than approximating derivatives with numerical methods. Using Autograd simplifies the process of defining neural networks and other machine learning models. You just specify your model architecture and loss function, and Autograd handles the math behind the scenes. For example, when training a neural network to recognize images, Autograd calculates how each weight and bias affects the final prediction. It then updates those weights to improve accuracy. In the broader AI world, tools like ChatGPT, DALL-E, and Midjourney depend on gradient-based optimization during their training. Autograd makes this process easier and faster, allowing developers to focus on designing better models instead of doing complex math manually. It's also worth noting that while Autograd makes training models straightforward, it highlights the importance of responsible AI development. Faster model creation means we need to be careful about how these models are trained and used. To sum up, PyTorch Autograd is an automatic differentiation engine that calculates the gradients needed to train machine learning models. It handles the complex math behind the scenes, making model training more accessible and efficient for everyone working in AI development and tools.